All right, let's get started. Today, we're going to dive into a blueprint for really transforming our schools. And I'm not talking about just a few minor changes here and there. We're talking about how to turn an educational institution into a genuine center of excellence, all through a structured, powerful system. So, let's kick things off with a pretty big question. I want you to really think about this. What's the real point of a school? Is it just to hand out pieces of paper at the end of 4 years? Or is it something more, something like shaping responsible, aware, and just plain good human beings? That one question is really at the heart of everything we're about to cover. So, how do you get from just awarding degrees to actually building character? Well, the answer lies in a new way of thinking about quality. It's a system called the Quality Enhancement Cell, or QEC for short. Now, what in the world is a QEC? You can think of it as the engine for improvement inside a school. It's a dedicated team, a systematic body whose whole job is to look at every single thing, teaching, student results, even how the office is run, and ask one simple question: how can we do this better? It's all about a commitment to always be improving. Okay, so where do you even start? Well, before a QEC can really get to work, it has to build a solid foundation. And that foundation really rests on two main pillars: a super clear vision and a modern, effective curriculum. The very first job for the QEC is to define what success even looks like. And spoiler alert, it's not just about getting good grades. It's about deciding, together, what skills every single student should have when they leave. Yeah, a strong academic foundation is a must, but so is good character, the ability to actually think critically, and of course, the digital skills you need to survive in today's world. And that new vision leads to a huge shift in the curriculum. The QEC helps move everyone away from the old school method of just memorizing facts from a book. Instead, the focus is on skill-based learning. We're talking about practical projects, hands-on activities, stuff that actually encourages research and analysis. It's really the difference between knowing a fact and knowing what to do with it. All right, so you've got your vision and your curriculum. Now the QEC can zoom in on the very heart of the school, that daily interaction between teachers and students. This is where the real magic happens, right? So a huge part of the QEC's job is to keep an eye on teaching quality and, more importantly, to lift it up. Now, this isn't about micromanaging anybody, it's all about support. It means doing things like regular classroom observations, looking at what teaching methods are working, and really checking to see if students are engaged. The whole goal is to encourage modern, effective techniques that actually connect with kids. Now, imagine you're on the QEC, and you see a number like this pop up in a report. 45%. That's the failure rate in a key subject. The old way might be to blame the students, maybe blame the teacher, but a QEC looks at that number and sees something different. It's not a failure. It's data. It's a bright, flashing signal that something in the process needs a second look. And that brings up another really important question. What's the point of an exam? Is it just to slap a grade on a report card? Or could it be a tool to help us understand and get better? The QEC says it's definitely the second one. Just testing students and moving on is a huge missed opportunity. So, what do you do with all that exam data? Well, the QEC takes a three-step approach. First, you analyze the results to find patterns. And sometimes you find surprising things, like maybe most of the failures are happening because of one specific topic. Second, you pinpoint those exact weaknesses. And third, this is the most important part, you provide targeted support. You organize extra help, maybe some remedial classes. It's a cycle of diagnosis and support, not just judgment. You know, at the end of the day, it all comes down to this simple truth. You can have the best books, the nicest building, but the quality of a school is always, always determined by the quality of its teachers. And the QEC strategy is built around that fact. So if teachers are the key, then a huge part of the QEC's job is to invest in them. This means setting up practical workshops on new teaching methods, it means training on the digital tools everyone needs to use, and it means creating opportunities for teachers to just get together, share what's working, and learn from each other. It's all about empowering them to be the best they can be. Now, the QEC's work doesn't just stop at the classroom door. Not at all. To really build a culture of quality, you have to zoom out and look at the entire school ecosystem. That means listening to everybody who's involved and focusing on way more than just academics. Because you can't improve what you don't understand, right? A QEC makes sure to get feedback from everywhere. They don't just ask the staff. They actively go out and talk to students and parents, the people who are living the school's reality every single day. Getting that 360-degree view is the only way to find out what's really going on. And hey, remember that very first question we asked about building character? Well, this is where it all comes full circle. The QEC makes sure that the school's mission is bigger than test scores. It champions programs focused on things like moral training, social service, debate clubs, and teamwork, all the stuff that helps build well-rounded, capable people. And of course, you can't talk about quality in the 21st century without talking about technology. The QEC also helps guide the integration of modern tools, like smart classrooms and digital learning materials. But here's the thing, it's not about using tech just for the sake of it. It's about using the right tools to make learning more engaging and accessible for everyone. Okay, so we've set a vision, we've improved the core process, and we've expanded the scope. But how do you make sure all this hard work actually sticks? The final piece of the puzzle, and honestly, it might be the most important, is all about making sure this becomes a sustainable, continuous cycle. And the key tool for that is the annual quality review report. Now, this is not some dusty document that just sits on a shelf. Think of it as a living roadmap for the school. It recaps what happened this year, analyzes the quality of teaching, and lays out clear, concrete goals for the year ahead. It's all about accountability and keeping that forward momentum going. And this brings us right to the core belief of the QEC. Improving quality is not a one-time project. It's not something you do and then you're done. It's a constant, repeating cycle. You review your goals, you come up with new strategies, you put them into practice, and then you start the whole thing over again. That's how real, lasting change happens. In the end, it all comes back to this one powerful idea. The true success of a school and the real measure of a QEC's work isn't found in the degrees it prints. It's found in the kind of people its students become. Responsible, conscious, high-character individuals. That's the real prize. So as we wrap this up, I want to leave you with one final thought to take with you. This whole journey toward true quality, it doesn't have to start with some giant, scary leap. So what's the one small, doable step? Maybe it's just sending out a survey to students or planning one teacher workshop. What's that one small thing your institution can do tomorrow to get started?